Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be the Dwarves and Empire versus two Wood Elves. We'll just cover the Wood Elves real quickly. They got a ton of spears. They got some Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts. They're being led by Orion and a Glade Lord, I believe. And then they both have a Spellsinger of Life that has Dwellers from Below and the Heal spell. And then we have one Treekin, and that's it. There's Loix Tricksters mixed in here, like a couple Winterhawk Guards, I think. Then over here we have three Wild Riders. For my allies army here, we have two crossbows, mainline of swordsmen. We have the Steam Tank Mortar Team and a Hellstorm Rocket Battery. We also have a Spear, a couple of them, and then Demigryph Knights and Reiksguard in the forest. And they're about to get it with a Dwellers from Below. They are being led by Balthazar Gelt. My army is a front line of tanky Dwarves, Dwarf Warriors, Longbeards, Grumbling Guard, a whole bunch of Rangers, the Iron Drakes, Miners, and then we also have the Slayers, Goblobber being led by a generic Dwarf Lord, and a Runesmith. So this battle is 24 minutes long because it's going to be this. And my ally is going to sit here and take the Dwellers from Below and allow 4 swordsmen to die. It was at this point that the enemy started kind of taunting and being jerks in chat. And I was like, well, it's going to be one of those games. And then another one. My ally didn't learn. So 2 more Dwellers from Below, and they lost their entire front line because it didn't move. Which is great for me, really. It's at this point that we see the Treekin and the Spellsingers withdraw back into this forest, so I know where their army is. We're just going to use up these guys to try and scout to see if they move out at all. But I'm going to keep these miners here. My ally is just going to waste ammo by alt-firing into the trees. And then they're going to get hit with another Dwellers from Below, which almost destroys their entire Reiksguard. These Wild Riders are eventually going to move all the way over here thinking that they're super sneaky, but we're going to see them. Or I'm going to see them at least. And then they're going to move their Reiksguard up here and going to get hit by Loix Tricksters. And I guess they're going to just try and scout out the army because they're just going to go into this forest where they are going to be even slower. And the Loix Tricksters are not going to be slower. So they're going to get caught and destroyed. I think before they die, we see these units up here. But they are going to rout. And again, the enemies were kind of taunting and being jerks, especially this person. Let's go. I'm just going to be patient. You know what I'm going to do? Look for the Dweller Below spell, and if one happens, I'm going to move. And so then they're going to move up another Spellsinger, and they're going to do another Dwellers from Below. Right there. At least this time, my ally kind of knew what to do, but they moved. They should have went bloop bloop, but instead this Spearman gets kind of killed. Oh, also, as I was moving my Rangers, this person's Hellstorm Rocket Battery just hit my Rangers in the back and did like half health with a couple rockets right in the back. So I was like, that's cool. Then over here, the Spellsinger is going to engage me in melee combat, probably because they're out of Winds of Magic at this point because they've used so many Dwellers from Below spells. And then my ally is going to allow the rockets and mortar teams to fire into the Spellsinger, which is only going to hurt my miners more than it's going to hurt the enemy Spellsinger. So here we go. We're going to have some firing from the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. And I was telling them in chat, please don't shoot my miners. Stop shooting my miners. And then there we go. So this is when the enemy, I'm assuming, is out of Winds of Magic. So they're finally going to get out of the forest. One opponent is going to go over here and stay on this ridge. I'm going to withdraw back. This is when we see those Wild Riders. And I was doing this to my teammate just so that he know, or they know. And I think they got it because it was seriously like just, I was all over the place. So they're going to stick their Demigryph Knights back here, I believe. But again, I'm going to withdraw all forces because I don't want to fight them on this ridge. This enemy is going to go over here and try to do a flank. So they're going to hit me like this and this. So it's kind of a 1.5 V2, 1.3, let's say. So they are still firing their rounds into the forest, which is blocking a ton of their Hellstorm Rocket Batteries. And then also this hill is blocking it. And I think I got hit again. Yeah. So they're hitting my Rangers again. So I'm taking a lot of friendly fire damage already. I'm feeling great at this point in the match. They're going to hit their mortars. I think they're alt firing into the edge of this forest here so they can force fire. Alt firing is you just hold down alt and then you designate where you want your artillery to go. Speaking of their artillery, is going to get hit by these Glade Guard. This is exactly why I don't want to sit where I was, because I want these Glade Guard to be like up here. So they're easy to snipe with all my Rangers, but we're going to pull back even more. Meanwhile, I'm going to be targeting these with my Grudge Thrower. Goblobber. Gonna move up my Dwarf Lord, because I did not see all of these forces yet. So I was going to try and hit these guys with a fire ring. Insane damage on medium unit size. So we're just pounding that formation. Adjusting my formation because now I can see, I'm like, oh shit, so there's all these people here too. I'm like, well, I might as well do a fire ring and then try and withdraw here. So we're going to do a fire ring on their infantry. And then we're going to try and move. But the thing is, he's so slow that he's not going to make it out of there anyway. So we did over 50% damage on those two units, which is really good. So now they're going to pile on my Dwarf Lord. I'm like, well, got to make the best of a bad situation. So we're going to do a few salvos over here. I'm going to bring my Iron Drakes over here. And then I'm going to switch. I think I switched my Goblin over here. I can't remember. But yeah, so now I'm going to have to try and block 2 different armies worth of melee, knowing that there are 3 Wild Riders over here, so I need to keep my Slayers on standby. Archers are firing into this massive clump of units to try and do as much damage as they can. My Dwarf Lord is going to be popping his health potion to try and stay in the fight for as long as he can. And meanwhile, I'm just going to try and hold off all of these units. All of these units. I'm basically, again, this is going to be a hard fight. My ally really only has their artillery left. Their Demigryph Knights just getting sniped by Glade Guard, which sucks. Just use your Demigryph Knights, please. They have Belisar Geld as a hero, so he's not really going to do too much. He does cast some spells, though. And so now I need to worry about these 3 Wild Riders, so I'm going to have to try and shadow them with some Miners and my Slayers. Still trying to do as much damage as I can to this massive clump of units, because they are clumped around my Dwarf Lord. Belisar Geld is casting some spells up here, hitting my units as well, but, you know, that's cool. Grostor is still firing as well. Probably also hitting some of my units. But we are doing actually pretty good over here. We're doing okay over here, except for my Dwarf Lord is going to be routed. I got my Iron Drakes up here to start firing into this massive amount of units, including Orion, because he is a large target. So I want to try and do a lot of damage. Again, we're shadowing these 3 Wild Riders, doing what I can in a terrible situation, because we don't really have the Empire's units to back me up that much. Let me see, Demigryph Knights. They are still not engaging against the Wild Riders. They're just sitting here, which is the smart idea. Pardon me if I'm a little sarcastic. There we go. They're getting into the combat. I'm trying to do what I can to save my Rangers because we're going to need them. Although I guess to do a move order here. My Dwarf Lord is going to be chased by Orion and the Spellslinger of Life. Doing what I can to keep this front line. I'm going to disengage these Longbeards because I need more assistance back here. Steam Tank is fighting low Extrictors. Wild Rider still got into my Rangers, which is unfortunate. Here goes a spell that missed. I think that was from Orion, maybe? I'm trying to do what I can to save my Rangers. Throwing whatever I can in there. Goblobber is still trying to pound the enemy's formation. Slayers are chasing these 2 Wild Riders. My Iron Drakes are now going to die. They're just overwhelmed. But yeah, pulling back my Rangers. Kind of just consolidating my forces here, going into a tighter formation. Doing what I can. The Steam Tank didn't really move, so it got destroyed by all of these War Dancers, which is not good. And now they're going to go down here, and I think they're going to try and flank my Rangers. But luckily we did wipe out 2 Wild Riders there. The 3rd one is kind of being wiped out. But they do still have the leadership. Blade Lord up here, Orion up here, but he's almost dead. But unfortunately they will kill my Dwarf Lord. Like, he doesn't come back. They really wanted him dead. But we have mostly destroyed the front line of this player. They still have some Glade Guard left. I still have some of my Rangers left, so we're trying to kill their key units like low Extrictors, which are very fast. Going to be throwing out this Grumbling Guard eventually up here to try and deal with these Treekin. Going to throw these Miners into the Treekin as well, as Belisar Geld is trying to fight the Treekin. So now we're going to be, again, focusing on low Extrictors. You see the Wild Riders trying to be cheeky over here. I think I throw the Slayers over.
Understood, Lord.
Because there's 2 Wild Riders back here, and there's where my Dwarf Lord is going to die, unfortunately. This might be a heal spell. I can't remember. What is that? Transmutational lead. Lead going down. My Goblobber is now out of ammunition, so we're just going to use their crew as a means of intercepting these Wild Riders. Low Extrictors getting onto my Runesmith. I'm trying my best to finish them off while also continuing, with 2 different armies. I I think I disengaged from this point because they were chasing the spearmen, and I go after this group, which is going to be another low extrictors and more war dancers. Trying to pull my rangers into safety, getting whatever units I can over here. We finally rout these tricksters. We rout these war dancers. And all in the while, we still have all these Blade Guard out here firing. I did my best to snipe them with the Godblobber. Trying to stop these. And you can see this one, let's say 2v1.2. Because the ally did a lot of friendly fire damage to me too. It's not doing too bad. It's not doing too bad. Our rangers are getting caught here. I'm doing my best to try and stop that from happening, but the war dancers are really fast. Wild Rider's not going to march back over here. My Slayers have caught this war dancer. We're now going to rout them. I think that's another Orion spell. Yep. Grumbly Guard was up here to try and destroy those Treekin, but this is a lot of units, plus they're getting hit by those Glade Guard. And now this Wild Rider, or this Ranger's kind of out on their own with Wild Riders coming in. But we still have low extractors here. We still have another War Dancer here. My allies, Balthazar Geld, is just getting killed. And unfortunately, these units are now going to be routing too. They did some damage to the Treekin, but they did not finish them off. These Rangers getting killed by the Wild Rider. This Wild Rider is actually going to make it to them. After that massive salvo, they're still going to charge with like 3 dudes. Oh, yeah, that's right. They just shattered. I'm sorry. They started to charge and they shattered. And again, do what I can to try and protect our Rangers. We need them to win this. Meanwhile, the Slayers just finished off those low extrictors, so now they're going to be moving over here. And you can see these two Wood Elf armies near death. Near death. I think Balthazar Gelt is going to die here. There he goes. And so now I still have quite a few units actually to contend with here. Including these Wild Riders. Orion is now trying to charge into my Rangers. I'm trying to hold him back. Actually, I'm not trying to hold back with anything. He's just killing actually my Grumbly Guard, my bad. He eventually does charge our Rangers. Was it like four low extrictors somehow managed to not be shattered and come back into my Rangers? Gonna try and stop them. Wild Rider's still in here in the forest. I know that. That's why I'm getting my miners over here. And unfortunately, they still have ammo on these Glade Guard. And there we go. Low extrictors are now dead. And now here comes Orion and a secondary force. But everything is mostly depleted except for this Glade Lord, though. Still got most of my Slayers up. So we're going to stick them on Orion. We got more War Dancers coming over here. Orion spells dropping off over here again. Need to try and move out of those. Wild Rider's coming in, going to try and kill him with the miners because the Slayers are now on Orion. But they unfortunately get into my Rangers. Do manage to shatter these War Dancers. Now we're getting charged by Glade Guard because they're out of ammo. So my Slayers are now on Orion, doing some good damage along with these Wild Riders. Unfortunately, my Runesmith is getting taken out by the Treekin and this Glade Lord, though. And that's when my rest of my army is going to shatter. But we do kill Orion. We are going to, I think, kill these Wild Riders or shatter them. Yeah, we killed them. All these units are like unbreakable. They are fighting to the bitter end just because I think of the balance of power. They are all just unbreakable. Doing good damage to these War Dancers. Then we're going to charge the Spell Singer. But we still do have a Glade Lord here. We do still have some ammunition on these Glade Guards. You can see these ones at least routing. I think we kill the Spell Singer here. Or she routs. I guess she routs.
Move to attack.
Trying to kill these Wild Riders. But unfortunately, friends, this is not a story of how we came back in a basically 2v1. We are going to lose here, but the amount of damage, like if we had an ally with an army, we could have beat these people. And it made it even worse because, like I said, they were kind of being jerks, especially to my ally, taunting him and stuff. saying words with like bro, and I really wanted to beat them, really wanted to, but that was not in the cards, unfortunately, for the Dawi today. So you can see my kills there. You can see my allies' kills there. I mean, they got some okay amount of kills, I guess. Not really though. Not with it. This is so expensive. 45 kills is not good. Demigriff Knights, 40 kills is you know, it's fine. Steam Tank 55 kills is also okay, but unfortunately got destroyed by Loix Tricksters. And then here are the damage numbers for the enemy. Wild Riders got a lot of kills. I try my best to stop them. They are fast. But yeah, so a good game to Ash, McMahon, Swede, and Mad Knob Yvonne. Oh, that's hard. It was hard to watch my ally just getting hit by all those dwellers over and over and over and over again. And then firing into my miners when all they had was a hero there. I'm like, you're just gonna hurt my miners. And then the Hellstorm Rocket Battery hitting my rangers in the back of the head. But I still wanted to beat those two, so I stayed in the match and I was like, let's try and win this, friend. It was close, but we cannot pull it through. But no cinematic feed for this one because this was a really long match and I don't want to be reminded once again of how that match went. So thanks for watching, everyone. That's going to do it. I will see you all in the next one. Take care.